tracking your budget by hand. Grab a pen and a pad because we're getting going. Tracking your budget by hand is a great way to hold yourself accountable to spending within your budget and developing a habit of tracking. For this lesson, as I said, you're going to need a pen and a pad. The best notepad to use is a pocket notebook, something that you can carry around with you. So here's how it works. What you're going to do from here on out is carry this pocket notepad or a big notepad, up to you, and a pen and pencil with you wherever you go. Do not leave home without this notepad and pen. Don't ever not have it on your person ever. For online shoppers, keep them on you. For anybody else, keep them on you. Always have it. Keep it in your pocket, keep it in your purse, keep it in your backpack, suitcase, wherever it is. Always have it accessible to you. Same way you always have your phone on you. You will need to have this notepad and pen on you at all times as well. Every time you make a purchase, you're going to whip out your notepad and pen and write down whatever it is you spent moolah on, spent that money on. You're going to write down every single transaction you make. Even automated ones will go into this journal. So this is what it looks like. This isn't something I'm having you do just to have you do it. This is literally how I got started. And this was my step one when it came to paying off my debt. You know, we always ask the question when someone does the impossible, like, but hey, how did they do it? This is really how I did it. This is my actual journal that I wrote things down in. I have pages and pages like this one. Now, when you record a transaction, you're going to want to include the following information: the date. What day did you do this on? If you have multiple transactions in a day, write them in chronological order. This won't be a problem for you though, because you'll be writing them down immediately after you purchase something. Next, you're going to write the company or where you bought the item or service from. Price, how much did it cost? How you purchased it? Did you use cash, card, credit, debit, PayPal? Did you wire the money? What was the means in which you paid? Venmo, Zelle, things like that. And then what did you actually purchase? I always like to include some notes in my transactions. You can see even here that I did it, what is that, 4 years ago? Did it 4 years ago. I got donuts with Jake, because then you can remember what was going on. You know, paying Josh for a burned tent right there. I was an accomplice in burning a tent to the ground. That's a long story. I'm actually surprised that I only paid $17 for that. Wow. So here's an example of transactions being recorded. This is the information that you would write down that would serve you best. As we already said, we have the date, the amount, the how it was purchased, where you purchased it, the notes, and then the category under your budget. You know, in the next video, we'll cover categorizing in more detail, or maybe you picked up on patterns in your expenses, you know, when you recently just checked your past three months. Either way, next video, we're covering it more. In any case, this is what it's going to look like when you begin to write down each of your transactions. Use this as a little template and don't feel like there is a right way to do it per se. You know, just make sure you have all this information. Or you can only write certain things in your notes. You know, like there's no formula for what you write in your notes here. Notes just help jog your memory of what was going down at the time. So these are some continued thoughts behind writing it down and why I believe it's important. It's a great place to start. Paper doesn't forget. Paper isn't going to forget that you spent $80 on Amazon yesterday. So you might think twice about going out to eat the next day because that transaction will be staring you in the face. You know, you already spent $80. Writing down each transaction after you make it reinforces the idea that you are focusing on your spending. You're constantly in tune with where your money is going. It'll cut down on the mindless spending or spending when you're bored. Similar to your mission and goal statement, the more you read what's going on with your money, the more you'll be able to recall it and become it, right? You know, you won't be thinking, oh man, what did I say my budget was for eating out? I'm probably fine. How much did I spend? It's right there. It's right there with you at all times. This will also help you refine your spending as you go because you'll be seeing where you spend in real time and be able to adjust to be on track for the rest of the month. This experiment is slightly outdated, but I think it'll prove my point. In 2008, the American Journal of Preventive Medicine published a study of 1,700 participants. It said that keeping a food diary can double a person's weight loss. And when 142 participants spent an average of 15 minutes, about 15 minutes a day, journaling over 6 months, what they ate, they were the ones that ended up losing the most body weight. So instead of cutting calories, we're cutting expenses. It's self accountability at its finest. If you're married and want to do this together, the strategy you can employ is each spouse keep a journal on them, and then when you're both home, update a single journal with each of your guys' journal entries. This is not a forever thing. I do this for 3 months max, then switch to a software-based budget, as you will see coming up. Get on it.